Welcome back to Global Thrills. I'm Jack. Ryan's in there somewhere, just holding our space. We are here for Halloween Horror Nights 2023. I'm so excited for this event. I think it's going to be sick. I am not the best when it comes to scares. Ryan loves horror mazes. We like to do some in the UK, but this I think is going to be a big step above the ones we do there. There are 10 scare mazes for us to experience here. We want to get a night ride on Rip Ride Rocket. We want to enjoy the fire show. We've got a really cool looking show here, so we're definitely going to experience that along with some awesome Halloween themed food. We decided to forgo Stay and Scream, which we could have gone into because obviously we have our day tickets. We decided just to chill out as we have express passes for the houses. So we're hoping that those will enable us to do all 10 rides, all 10 mazes before it gets to 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll see how long we make it, we'll see how much we get to do, but join us for the whole vlog as we explore Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Orlando. Already pre-packed. It's about 5:30. Gates should open at 6. Let's see. So they've just come round with a little leaflet with a map. Got all of the haunted houses at the top. And you've got the scare zones, entertainment, rides, dining and shopping. Obviously we're down here. Our game plan is to go over here straight to The Last of Us, which means we're going to go through 3 scare zones and then get to The Last of Us and The Darkest Deal. Then we're probably going to loop round the back to these ones here. These ones are the ones that probably get busiest, but hopefully with Express we should make up all of them. The time is currently 5 minutes to 6. I don't know how much you can see. There are a lot of people waiting on the bridge to come in. It's a good thing we turned up early, eh? Now I see it. Looks awesome. We're gonna go down to the right and getting started on some mazes.
To the left, thereby to the right.
We are starting off with The Last of Us, which has a 60-minute advertised standby wait. And it looks about that. There's already a large amount of people here from Stay and Scream. But to be fair, look at all this empty cattle grid. I'm sure this will fill up throughout the night. That is a pretty cool mural. I am not going to be happy if I come face to face with one of them. My heart is pounding so much. Out of 10, Ryan?
Out of 10, I'd say 7.5.
7.5. I'll give it a 9. I'm very, very easily scared. Already got like 10 good scares in there. I loved seeing, we loved the TV show, and it was kind of going through some of the scenes in there, or obviously the game as well. The special effects were awesome. I loved, I guess, spoilers for the rest of the video, we're going to be talking about what happens in the mazes, but towards the end you get a couple of bloaters, and they're so cool, these guys in like full suits to look like the bloaters. Awesome. There's so many actors in there, and
the theming was fantastic to be honest.
It was like you could tell which part of the story you were in, and then kind of towards the end the people in front of us started to get a bit far away from us, so you didn't really know what was happening, what was coming, and that's when I got the best scares. I got a guy, a survivor, came at me with a baseball bat. I absolutely lost it, and then around the next corner there was 2 clickers at once. It was good. 9 out of 10, 7.5. I think we're going to go and do, well, it depends where we come out. I think they're taking us all the way down here. So we're going to do basically whichever's closest. So we've decided to do Monsters Unmasked next. This one's got a 25-minute wait for standby. I have to say, Last of Us had a 60-minute advertised wait. To me, it looked like more than that. Like there was a lot of standby waiting to go in. I reckon it's probably more like 80, 90 minutes. And we just walked past the line for this one, and it was probably longer than 25 minutes as well. So Express obviously should be shorter, but just to let you know, it might be a bit longer than expected. These murals are so cool. I love them. There's a whole horde of scare actors coming in. I'm guessing they're switching out from the guys that were already in there. You can tell they're hiding their costumes. That's cool. I like seeing that. A little behind the scenes. I'm guessing we're going to wait for a little bit as they get into positions. So Universal Monsters, it's now on 55 minutes, and I think that's probably accurate. I mean, when we went in, the standby wasn't much longer than Express. We rated about 15 minutes. Out of 10?
6 for me.
I'd go for 5.5. It was basically the monsters. It's based in the Paris catacombs, and you get all of the classic Universal monsters. Yeah, we've had the icy Fanta.
Yeah.
Unknown mystery Fanta,
Icy.
which turns your tongue black. There were some good scares. I mean, again, I'm easy to get scared. I feel like the final scene, we looked up and it looked like there was kind of a hunchback at the top, and it looked like he was getting switched out, the actor. I mean, obviously they do it as quick as they can, but I feel like there was something meant to either come down. I haven't seen any POV, so I don't know what was meant to happen. But I feel like there wasn't quite a climax to that maze. I mean, again, the theming was good. Still had loads of actors in there. But I think there's probably stronger ones to come, hopefully.
I agree.
It is getting pretty busy in the park. We have Darkest Deal next as a 35-minute standby queue. Let's see what it's like with the Express. Here is the entry to the Darkest Deal. It's got a pretty cool facade. Considering this is, temporary just for this event, I like it a lot. This is based on a blues singer who makes a deal with the devil, to become famous, but obviously that deal has consequences. So the sun is setting and the rain is coming. It's been raining pretty consistently. It should have ended in half an hour, but we made the mistake of not bringing our ponchos, so don't make that mistake. Darkest Deal out of 10?
It's good, 9, really good. Best one so far.
I'll give it a 9 as well. Like, I think I really enjoyed the story of it. Like, he makes the deal with the entity, the devil, at the start, and then you kind of go through the scenes where he's singing and there's kind of monsters coming about. It was a little bit loose in the middle, but got some really good scares. So did you.
Yeah, really good.
Brian's harder to scare, but he got some good scares. And then towards the end, you kind of saw the devil with the singer taking his soul with like this lighting effect, which is really cool. And then you descended into hell, and there was one final scare at the end, which is super cool, like special effects, visual effects with this guy's costume. Proper good. I like that one. So the last one we have in this section of the park is Dr. Oddfellows Twisted Origins. It's got a 35-minute standby at the moment. Let's see what it's like with Express. So we got absolutely poured on just before going into Dr. Oddfellows. I didn't even manage to get a video of the facade because my phone was covered in water and wouldn't respond. But it was proper good. What do you rate it out of 10?
Oh, I can't remember now.
It was a while ago. We've had to kind of dry ourselves off a bit and sort ourselves out. I give it an 8. I liked it. It was kind of like a circus gone wrong, with all like people being like snapped inside boxes and their heads being hit off, and Dr. Oddfellow himself kind of taking our souls. I really liked it, and the theming, of course, was amazing. Again, got some good scares. Did you get any good scares?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah. 8 out of 10. Whoa. This is atmospheric. Diagon Alley at night. Spooky.
The Wizarding Wireless Network's version of the month.
So foggy. It's all empty, to be fair. Considering how like whimsical and fun this area was yesterday, it is super ominous and spooky right now with all the fog and the lights. Like, I imagine if the Death Eaters came out, which we're hoping they are soon. We're not sure where they come out, but that's going to be super cool. Nocturne Alley, which we haven't actually explored yet. Morgan and Burks. And the Sinking Heads. You got your Dark Arts merch in here, with your Death Eater stuff, Deathly Hallows. You got the cupboard. What's it called? The Vanishing Cupboard, the Disappearing Cupboard. And a Troll's Foot umbrella stand. I absolutely love how spooky Diagon Alley is on HHN nights. It's a very different vibe to the rest of the parks, but it fits in so well with the land. Monsters in the boxes. We're the only ones going this way for some reason. So although Mel's Drive-In is not open, they still put the sign on, so it says diet. All of the lights, all of the fog. This works so well. Coming into another scare zone now.
The most powerful being in this universe and beyond.
You've got all the eyes in the trees watching you. And a lot of fog. Creatures from the swamp. You can barely see anything. There it is.
My search for the legendary glowing skull souls has led me into the depths of this jungle. It is said that those who harness the power of the skull possess the ability to create new life.
There were a few more actors in there earlier, but I still enjoy the amount of fog they're pumping out into that area. Here we are at Nightmare Fuel Revenge Dream. The nighttime showing. There's already a bit of a queue. We're about 40 minutes early at the moment. So, I mean, I'm sure there's loads of seats in there. We heard this going on the 8 o'clock showing, and it sounds intense but amazing. Apparently it's meant to be a really good show. It's filling up pretty quickly. I mean, we got here 40 minutes early, not a good seat, but I think you want to turn up at least 40 to 30 minutes early if you want a decent view.
I'm ready for combat, ready for rage.
That's not good.
So you've just seen some highlights from Nightmare Fuel Revenge Dream. A bit of a mouthful. It's an insane show. The amount of pyro, fireworks, actors, aerial, stunts, illusions. We've got everything in there. It was sick. And like, the audience was loving it. The audience interaction, the atmosphere, absolutely incredible. Anything from you, Ryan?
Yeah, really, really good.
Really, really good. 10 out of 10. Best show ever. Chucky Ultimate Kill Count is what we're going to restart with. Seems to be a pretty big queue at the moment. Here we are. Let's go into Chucky. Okay, Chucky. It's kind of like a cool, on to the next one, right? Chucky is kind of like a, right, what's next?
Yeah,
3 out of 10. It was like a combination of like Chucky's best kills. I haven't watched the movies, but I don't think it would be any better if you have watched the movies. There wasn't very many actors. It was very reliant on like animatronics coming towards you. Just didn't get any good scares. And the theming was just like mostly like empty rooms because you were more focused on the deaths. The ending was okay, like Chucky kills you at the end. But yeah, it was just, if I'd waited 70 minutes for that, I would have been fuming. And we're now coming into the Vamp 69 Summer of Blood scare zone. Just like a 60s, 70s festival gone wrong, with the vampires have taken over. And they're feasting upon the festival goers.
Don't come together, get out!
Woo! It's a lot, whoa!
Help me!
There's loads of actors here. Straight out of Vamp 69, we're going to Yeti Campground Kills. I like how you've got the zodiac signs all projected onto the facade with HHN 2032. Here we are entering into a very nondescript door for Yeti Campground Kills. I've heard good things about this one, so I really hope it lives up to my expectations. See you on the other side. And we are also going to go straight into Dueling Dragons Choose Thy Fate. We will talk about both of these after we come out of this one. 60-minute standby. The queue line is pretty much exactly the same area as Yeti Campground. So Yeti Campground kills another great scare maze. Because they have these ones in their big kind of backlot buildings, they can build like 2 floors of set design. So you're walking through these cabins, obviously the Yetis have been attacking, and all these smashed up cabins, you're walking through like these 2-floor buildings, which is super cool. And the amount of Yetis in there, around every corner there's a Yeti, but they've got like really tall costumes and they're everywhere. Like at the last couple of corners, I got scared like 3 times in a row. I thought I was safe in the last one. I thought I was actually exiting out into the black curtains, and there was another one there. It absolutely made me jump. 9 out of 10. What do you think, Ryan?
Probably the best one, yeah. Probably 9 out of 10 as well.
9 out of 10. Good, I rate that one. I think that one's worth the wait. That would have been a 45-minute standby. I think that would have been worth it. At all these queues, this is for Dueling Dragons and the Yeti one. It's mega amounts of people. That's not even it. It goes around the corner as well. And again, another nondescript door for the entry into Dueling Dragons. Look at the sheer number of people there. It's crazy. We will see you on the other side. So, Dueling Dragons was amazing in terms of set design, costume, lighting effects. The actual scares were a lot lower, but I have to rate it so highly because just the overall experience was amazing. Like the effects, the lighting they had in there, it was basically, the story was that it was 2 dueling wizards fighting the 2 dragons. They became the 2 dragons. And they had like bolts of magic being shot from side to side, and then like a lighting effect on the wall would come up. And then they had ogres and trolls, and they had like kind of nymphs, or like ice fairies and fire fairies. The set design, like you walk through this massive tree, they have castles and everything. All of that was amazing. The actual scares were a little bit lower, but overall, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. 6. What? Because it wasn't very scary?
Probably don't touch it like the UK one.
Yeah, that's true. Not that way. No, they are very much like a in-your-face lamp, but they don't ever touch you. Whereas the UK ones, they get a lot more in your face. Like we went to Extreme Scare last year, that was scary. Whereas these ones, I'm not relaxed, but I am more relaxed than in the UK. And we are going to carry on going with Stranger Things. 65-minute standby wait. Everyone loves the bear. He's in the Yeti one. He absolutely got me. I thought it was a statue, but he scared the ever-living daylights out of me. And we have our 3rd nondescript door in a row for Stranger Things. It's been the longest wait in Express so far. It's been about 15, almost 20 minutes. 65 standby is probably more like 70 or 80. Anyway, we'll see you on the other side. So, Stranger Things is our last house of the night. We decided to call it here. We have The Exorcist and Blood Moon Offerings, the last 2 that we haven't managed to get to. It's just tired feet, tired eyes. We're tired scares, slightly, in terms of you know when the scare's coming. Like I said at the start, I'm someone who scares very easily, and to be fair, in Stranger Things I did get some good scares, but also in Stranger Things there was a lot less corners, so you could see all the scares happening in front of you, whereas the other ones you kind of be cutting around corners, you wouldn't see the scares coming. I haven't seen Stranger Things, I kind of know what goes on in it, so overall I'd give it a 7, I think. Brian, out of 10? So we may have finished with the mazes, but we just had an awesome ride on Whitbone Rocket. That was our first ride on there. It's a little bit rough. It's super fun. It's also quite long. Like it's got like 4 different block sections. Yeah, like it goes forward. Like some places that you can't see from that back there. I was absolutely belting my little heart out to Shania Twain. Man, I feel like a woman. What did you choose again? Waterloo, ABBA. And I think the On My Audio definitely makes the ride. I was having a great time, my own little party. And yeah, it's fun. I liked it. Though we're done with Scare Mazes, we're gonna head back to Diagon Alley because that's been our favourite part, to be honest, of the whole event. Just the atmosphere there. And we're also gonna finish up the other 2 scare zones that we haven't showed you yet, which are Dark Zodiac and then the Dr. Oddfellow one at the entrance. Then after that, we'll wrap up our night. Back into Diagon Alley for one final time at night. Unfortunately, it seems like they've turned off all the fog.
You're leaving?
It's emptying out already. I just love seeing this area at night. Unfortunately, it seems like we can't catch the Death Eaters tonight. We did glimpse one of them, yeah, and everything went green around here. I wasn't really sure what was going on. Maybe they kind of finished, and it was kind of going like chaos in it. It was kind of crazy. There was so many people, and now it's empty. So I assume the entertainment here has finished for the night because it is midnight now. But it is just nice, just chilling out, walking around Diagon Alley. The best time to visit it is at night. And our penultimate scare zone is Dark Zodiac. There seems to be a lot of actors here. These guys look wicked, twisted. Whoa. So many of them. That is a pretty cool scare zone.
So I ask you all, do you wish to hold immortality? Yeah. Do you wish to see the world in a way that you have never seen it? Well, if the answer is yes, then believe me, it should be yes. Follow me and my oddities to the fall. They say never go alone. Going alone is the only way.
This is the last mini scare zone. Dr. Oddfellow's collection of oddities. You've got some pretty cool guys on stilts over here, striding about. Just the last little one before we exit the park. There we are. Halloween Horror Nights completed. We have had an absolute blast tonight. It's about 12:30 now. We did not make it till 2 a.m. I apologise to anyone who was screaming at their phone the fact that we didn't stay the whole time, but too tired to go on. We've had a great time. We've enjoyed what we've done. Ready to go back now. Overall, it's an amazing event. The mazes were all incredibly themed. apart from Chucky. I really enjoyed doing them. After a while, the scares did get a little bit samey, so this is why we skipped out on the last two, which I'm sure would have been good as well. But we don't feel the need to push it and do those last two. And we've enjoyed what we've done so far. Overall, it was also pretty busy. I would say I've seen videos of people going like the first half of September, and they seem to have like 25, 35-minute queues. It was 45 to 60 to 75 today on standby queues, and I feel like if you don't have Express, there's no way you're going to get it all done. So if you're only coming for one night and you do want to do all 10 mazes, you want to see the scare zones, you want to do the show, you're going to need to do Express, because it's impossible to do it without Express. Express saved us today, because without that we probably would have done about 3 or 4 mazes and then got tired, bored, waiting 70 minutes in a line for Chucky, when you realise you shouldn't have even waited 10 minutes for it. Time for bed. Ryan's definitely ready for bed. He's enjoyed his fudge though. His fudge definitely perked him up a bit. This is the beauty of staying on site though, is that we walked out the parks and it will be about 5 more minutes until we are back in our room and into bed. So thank you for joining us. Like the video, comment and subscribe. There's more coming, more vlogs. We've got another day of Universal tomorrow and then we are back to Disney. Excited to go to Animal Kingdom. We got Epcot and we have Magic Kingdom, of course. See you in the next video.